Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Before we begin, I just want to remind you that I now have an Etsy page where you can get personal email readings from me, and the link to that Etsy page is in the description box below. So without further ado, let's get started. So what messages do we have for Taurus? So this reading is going to be for Taurus. Any messages maybe coming from your spirit guides, angels, fairies, cosmic, whatever cosmic entity or entities that you believe has a message for you out there potentially. So let's start. So this is gonna be 3 phases. We have 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna start with the first phase. So we have 7 of Cups, we have Aquarius, and then we have Pisces. That's interesting. So there's a possibility that you, as a sun sign Taurus, or if your Taurus is moon sign, you could either have either Aquarius or Pisces in either your moon, sun, or rising, or maybe your chart has a lot of either water or air, water energy. So yeah, you could have some Aquarian or Piscean energy in your chart. But beyond that, the overall meaning I'm seeing is that you are kind of living in sort of like a dreamland right now. Not necessarily a negative thing, but I think maybe you're kind of dreaming a lot. That's kind of your emotional state at the moment. You have a lot of ideas. I think you're kind of, but it could even be like, yeah, you're just really kind of living in your head right now. Like Pisces as well, just completely in sort of like a dreamy sort of state at the moment. So I think maybe the message here is to just kind of maybe see yourself if you could see yourself from outside of yourself. I think maybe that's what might be going on. But let's try to look at the next phase of cards to see what it could mean, like if there's more depth there. So we have the 5 of Cups, the 2 of Cups, and then we have the 9 of Swords. So I'm seeing here that you're maybe kind of, there's some escapism going on right now due to a little bit of a disappointment of some kind. Like you feel disappointed right now in something. And maybe that's kind of going on in your subconscious where you feel disappointed in something. You feel a little bit, maybe some anxiety here, maybe, or a lot of anxiety about something, and may even be over like a relationship, or like if you have a crush or relationship, dating situation, or you're married, maybe you're feeling a lot of anxiety subconsciously, like with Piscean energy, like you could have a lot of anxiety, or maybe even just a lot of thoughts when it comes to feeling nervous or anxious deep down, and you're feeling, wow, there's a lot of mental activity going on, and I think maybe you are turning to escapism, maybe kind of in dreamland, maybe, I think the message is maybe you need to come back down to earth possibly, or maybe just talk to somebody about what you're feeling, either deep down inside or subconsciously, feeling anxiety, feeling worry, something like that over a partnership. Or maybe the meaning here ultimately is that you need to talk to your partner about what's been bothering you. But I would definitely advise doing that in a safe environment, especially if this is a situation where you don't feel safe, or if there's any inkling that you don't feel safe, you should definitely talk to this person in a safe environment, or even through, if it's, honestly, if it is a dangerous situation, I honestly think you shouldn't even, be near them physically. It's possible you may want to even communicate through email or something like that, or maybe even through a third person if you really think this person is dangerous. I'm not seeing any signs of abuse though, but it does seem like there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of mental activity, a lot going on underneath the surface that's not resolved. And ultimately, I think, yeah, there's some escapism. Like you're in a dream world right now. Like you need to really kind of get back down to earth. Like if you're floating around in a hot air balloon, if that's your energy, I think the ultimate message here is you need to plant your feet down on the earth and really not confront the issue, but maybe just really handle it in a mature way, get down to earth and really resolve what's been bothering you. And let's see the last phase of cards to see what might be shedding some, if it could shed some more light on this. So we have the snake, we have the stars, and then we have the book. Okay, so there may be some worry about infidelity here. The snake usually means like jealousy or something like that. And then with the partnership, so you may be worried about infidelity, or maybe you are feeling maybe you're feeling a little threatened by something, possibly, and then that's leading to a bit of disappointment for some reason. But on a similar in a similar way, you could actually, this could all be imagined, because this is a card that means disappointment, but then you also don't see the positive in the situation, whatever, silver lining. I think you're maybe struggling to see that. And this actually means, partnerships, emotional partnerships. And then this could mean anxiety, the Nine of Swords, worry, a lot of mental activity, a lot of anxiety, stress, but it could also symbolize paranoia. So to be honest, whatever you're feeling, threatened, jealous, whatever it is, it could honestly be it could all just be in your head, because once again, fantasy, kind of feeling like all over the place, just a lot of emotions going on. But, with this Piscean energy, Pisces are extremely intuitive. They feel what's under the surface of the water, in the deep sea, subconscious. Like they're really in tune with their subconscious here. It's like one fish is, in the real world, and the other fish is in their sort of subconscious sort of place where they can really feel maybe even like the truth, like if your intuition is telling you something, but some other people or somebody else may be telling you it's all in your head, or maybe trying to gaslight you. Maybe the reality is you need to maybe talk to them about it. I would advise against confrontation, obviously. Be calm, mature, and really don't put yourself in a dangerous situation, because that can really go badly. I'm just saying, just be careful, especially right now. I mean, due to COVID, there's been a spike in, honestly, just to be real, there's been a spike in like violent confrontations between people of all kinds, because we're, cramped in small spaces with a bunch of people. If you stumbled across this video after COVID, then disregard that. But yeah, don't put yourself in a dangerous situation. But I am seeing here that there is a lot of anxiety, a lot of mental activity over some feelings of disappointment in somebody else, and but then you're not able, it's like you're not able to, looking at this from a bird's eye view, it's like you're not able to face it head on. So you're kind of like escaping into like this fantasy sort of world where you are escaping or something. But it's saying here that you need to just come back down to earth, be calm about it. Really, if you need to write it out in a journal, if you need to talk to somebody, if you need to talk to a counselor, a therapist, a professional, I would advise you to do that. Or just talk to the person about, in question, about what's bothering you. But then also these cards are saying that, you are feeling definitely feelings of feeling threatened, jealous, something like that. And it could be all in your head, it could be imagined, but it could also be due to something real. There's always a 50-50 chance And then depending on your situation, obviously it changes. And the stars, once again, you are kind of coming from a place of like a dream world. Like, once again, this could all be in your head, this could all be imagined, but it could also be that this is based on a real, some kind of intuition sparking all of these things in your head where you just feel all over the place. This could even be like you feel like you're going crazy, but you really have to get, the book symbolizes really having to get down to earth. Plant your feet on the ground, get down from the hot air balloon, and do your research. Really look at the facts. Try to think logically, but I think the most important thing here is to put yourself in a calm state of mind where you feel like you can think clearly. If you need to take some space away from the situation that is causing you to be like this, like just your head is filled with all sorts of things right now, and you feel like there's a lot of like smoke, sort of hiding, or preventing you from thinking clearly, you should maybe, take some space, try to take some time to just clear your mind and to really settle all of these emotions in your head, because ultimately I think the anxiety, all the nervous thoughts, all the threatened feelings or disappointed feelings or whatever it may be is not allowing you to think clearly. But at the same time, I think that's the most important thing here, and to do your research, and also to avoid dangerous situations, or at least confrontations that could lead to any danger. I would definitely avoid that. But definitely, if you feel like you need to talk to someone about it, talk to the other person in question, or just really calmly, sit down to express your feelings and let it out. Because here I'm seeing there's just so much mental activity, so much worry, so disappointment, anxiety, stress. There's a lot going on, and I think you need to ultimately just get it out. You need to talk to somebody about it. You need to express yourself, but in a calm way. And also, I think you need to, like, if there's all these thoughts and things racing in your mind, I think ultimately what you need to do is calm them down so that they all kind of, if they're like spinning and spinning and spinning, everything's spinning around, you need to just take some time to calm down and just sort of like pause, all of those thoughts, all of those emotions, all the stress, all the anxiety, all the worry, just stop. And that may take a little bit of time, maybe some space away from the situation. So once again, you could, pause all those thoughts, center yourself, try to get into maybe like a calm meditative state if you can. It may take time, there's no rush. I mean, it's, your emotional and mental health and maybe even spiritual health that you need to really, I think, take some time to sort of heal at the moment, and to really just put yourself in that calm state of mind, that zen state where you can think clearly. But until then, I wouldn't do anything too rash. But ultimately, that's the big picture that I'm seeing here. And you need to express yourself maybe through a friend, through someone who you can really talk to, someone who gives you great advice, a counselor or something. I would advise really utilizing, any resources that you can to really calm all this, because there's a lot going on right now. And I think ultimately the message is you need to take care of you emotionally and mentally and spiritually, Taurus. This is really a lot of mental activity. So you gotta do you. So I hope this was helpful. I hope that this shed some insight, Taurus, about your possible situation. So like, comment, subscribe, share if this resonated with you. And I want to remind you again that I now have an Etsy page where you can get personal email readings from me. And the link to that Etsy page is in the description box below. So I'll see you later. Bye.